Hey everyone, welcome back to Snap Bolt. We have another vintage cube draft here. Again, my favorite format. Gonna absolutely take Ancestral Recall. I haven't opened that yet. It's one of the best cards possible to open. It's pretty sick. Other than that, the other next best cards are probably like Demonic Tutor. I do like actually Zealous Conscripts a fair amount, but we're just gonna take this Ancestral here. Now, there's nothing that really like says to me like, oh, like you have to take that after taking Ancestral. There's Arcane Artisan if we want to try to be like sneak and show. Frantic Search is like another pretty good blue card. There's Disenchant, which I actually like a lot. Eureka's in this pack as well. There's Shambling Vent. I guess it's between like, I do like Blue Eye Control a lot. But taking a Disenchant that this early, like there's no real need to. However, there's like nothing else really in this pack. I mean, I guess I'll just take Arcane Artisan. If our next pack contains like an Emrakul or something, then we're pretty well set up, or a Show and Tell. We could wheel this Eureka even, which I don't like that much, but yeah, we'll just take Arcane Artisan here. Now I feel like a little punished. Yeah, we can take Elesh Norn or Moat, but I'd rather take the Tundra first. Blue Eye Control is, I think it's the best archetype in Vintage Cube. Just white has so many good answers to anything your opponent's doing, and blue has good card advantage, and there's good finishers in both those colors as well. I don't really in Vintage Cube as much. I don't like attacking with creatures. I'd rather like play Planeswalkers or just go way over the top. But I guess this pick would be like Moat, Elesh, Tundra, Verdant. But with what we have, I'm going to take Tundra. Okay. So now we can take Batterskull, hoping to get a Stoneforge Mystic, which is honestly not a bad plan. Other than that, we could just either take Compulsive or Moldrifter. These cards are both good. But I think I'm going to take Batterskull. We have a Tundra, so we're like really well set up. If we get a Stoneforge, then like our deck just gets like immediately just gets so good. Okay, so Inkwell, if we're like looking to be kind of like Show and Telly, or Wrath of God if we're looking to be control. I think I'm just going to take Wrath of God. I'd rather be Blue Eye Control with what we have than like some type of Show and Tell deck. And yeah, we maybe missed out on a Disenchant there, but that's okay. We could also, I don't think Soulfire Grandmaster is that good. It's playable, especially if you have like Ancestral and maybe also like another really good hit off it like Time Walk, but Wrath of God's really solid for this archetype. I mean, maybe we could be like kind of a hybrid and take this Kozilek. It's interesting. It's really interesting. There's also Phantasmal Image as just like another good card. I guess I'm not going to be too upset. It's more powerful like to take this Kozilek, I think, and then we can end a turn, make a Kozilek with Arcane Artisan and Annihilate for 4. We could also just potentially just cast this for 10. It's not too unreasonable. Tolarian Academy, we have one artifact which costs 5 right now. I love this card and I love having decks that can play it, but this is probably not going to be one of those. So I'm going to take Trinket Mage. It's like you might say, well, why are you taking that? Because if we open any Moxes or Soul Rings in the next 2 packs, then this is insane. And there's nothing else here for us really. Yeah, we could take Fatal Push, but that's not super enticing to me. So we could take Academy Ruins, but I think I'm just going to take Lyra. This finds its way into my decks once in a while. Thing in the Ice. Angel of Invention. Bloodbraid. I'm just going to take a Johnny. Maybe we end up like blue at red control. Now I'm going to take Disenchant over Shambling Vent, I think. Yeah. Sweet. Now we have Moat versus Elesh Norn. This isn't looking like a great Moat deck. We aren't set up with a bunch of Planeswalkers already, but Elesh is one of the really good finishers. It's 7 mana Wrath of God plus a creature, and there's some broken stuff you can do with it. And Terminus, yeah, I'll play a Terminus. All right, looks like white at least is really open. Blue, maybe not so much. So it's kind of awkward because we have like a blue-white control shell, plus we have Artisan and Kozilek. So we'll see what we get. Take a Wear Tear. Maybe we have this like red package here as well. Like best case scenario, we get good mana, we get like an artifact, some good artifacts for that, and then we just play like, okay, I was gonna take Flame Tongue, but it just went too fast. And then we just don't play this, and then like our deck's looking more like this. I mean, this looks a lot better than playing these two right now, but we'll just keep them over here. Just keep them in mind that we could end up going into some type of like show and tell type deck. All right, here we did open basically a Power 9 card and Time Twister, but I don't think I want it in this deck. The problem is there's basically like nothing else that great for us. Yeah, I like Mox Diamond like even more than most. Mox discard a land is still pretty good. It's a little more situational because you have to have enough mana also to still cast your stuff. Doesn't actually give you another mana, it just makes you like ramp basically for free for discard a card. But so I guess the pick for us is like Metamorph, Daze, and Unexpectedly Absent. I think it's between Metamorph and Daze. Just like what effect do we want more? I think we want Daze in this deck. Just a pretty weak first pick here, but I don't think I really want the Mox Diamond. I don't think I really want the History of Benalia. I'll take the Daze. There wasn't even a good land for us to take, which was unfortunate. I guess now it's Condemn, but yeah, I'm going to take Glenalendra. This card just like single-handedly can beat a fair amount of decks in this format, so it's like a card like I'm always happy to put into my decks. Okay, Parallax Wave versus Tamiyo, Gideon Black. I don't like Gideon really in these like super controlling decks, but I do like Tamiyo a lot. I would also be happy to take this Maze, but I'm going to take Tamiyo over it. Lodestone Golem is an interesting card. I think I overvalue it, but I like it because if you can get it out fast, like your spells cost one more, even if you're not an artifact deck, and so do theirs. But that's fine most of the time because you're the one with a 5/3, so you can just like beat them down pretty handily with it. Wow, there's great cards here for us. I mean, we would want Gideon or Karn or Chrome Mox, but I think Counterspell is better than all those. It's like just so good having Counterspell in this type of deck. We really want Swords and Plow now. These red cards are not making it in at the moment, but we'll keep them in mind again. I guess we'll keep them in the keep in mind pile over here, but none of these are making it in right now. Take Counterspell. Wow. Okay, Elspeth, Venser, Ancient Tomb, I think is the pick. Like, we don't need these lands. These cards are all better than Winvala. So, Ancient Tomb, well, it is good in this deck. We do have a fair amount of colored mana symbols. Maybe it's still better than, just like turn 3 Glenalendra. Maybe it's still better than Elspeth. If we get any like signets, then we can just turn 1 them off this Ancient Tomb. Plus like all these 5-drops we can just cast earlier. Alright, I convinced myself. I was originally leaning towards Elspeth, but I'm going to take Tomb. Alright. So originally I was going to take O-Ring, but I haven't actually even played this card yet, and I think it's pretty powerful. I've had people play it against me, and I've seen other people play it in like watching their videos. Tezzeret's not looking good in this deck at all, so I think it's O-Ring versus Fractured Identity. Both basically deal with a permanent, but this steals it and gives you an enter the battlefield trigger from it. Yeah, it's 5 mana, but we just took Ancient Tomb. Let's go. Wow, Frost Titan versus Elspeth, Sun's Champion. Yeah, I'm going to take Elspeth. I'm a fan of Frost Titan, but I think Elspeth is one of the best 6s you can have. Just takes over the game so quickly. All right, how many spells do we have for this Terry? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not looking very good. Recruit of the Guard gets us Trinket Mage, which doesn't do anything right now. Glen Elendra, and that's it. That's not looking very good either, but Wasteland's looking fine. Even if we don't combo with it, we can just play a lot of lands and play the Wasteland. Looks like this deck would want Unexpectedly Absent over whatever that History of Benalia that makes knights. Alright, so these are going over here for now. Gonna slam this Condemn because it's exactly what we want. Nice, Maze of Ith. I think I'm gonna take it over Parallax Wave. I do like Wave a whole lot. It's just so good. Like, you can play Wave early, exile one of their guys, and then every creature you play after that basically has protection from removal, because if they target it, you can just wave your own guy and get another enter the battlefield trigger. Wow. Blue's not that open, but we just have like such strong blue cards. We're playing blue basically no matter what. But white is very open. Just wheeling this Gideon Jura here. And Elspeth Knight Errant. Wow. Yeah, white's definitely the color we wanted to be in this draft. So I'm happy with the deck we chose. Wow, I'm going to play that too. And maybe even that if we get some lands in the third pack. Okay, well, there's the Stoneforge I was talking about. We have the Batterskull, so we're going to take Stoneforge. It makes your deck run a lot smoother. Other cards I would want would maybe be like Selesnya Signet, just as like a white signet. Maybe I'd play Negate, Chalice. I'd probably play... maybe I wouldn't play Portal, but I might. And I might play JVP also. So we'll probably wheel something, but yeah, I'm going to take Stoneforge. Okay. So Geist of St. Traft is strong. Disallows... I don't like the 3-mana counters as much. Mirror Angel, we don't really need that effect. But this Arid Mesa gets Tundra, so I'm going to take that. I think it's better than Geist. If I didn't take Arid Mesa, I would take Geist, but I'm going to take the Arid Mesa here. Wow. Another really good pack for us. Mentor versus Day of Judgment versus Jace Beleren. Since we already have Wrath of God and white's so open, the likelihood that we wheel one of these two white cards is very high if we leave them both in the pack. There's probably not that many people drafting white, if like even anybody wants these cards. So I'm going to take the Jace Beleren. I don't think we want Underground Sea or Scrubland or really anything else, but I definitely want this Jace. This Trinket Mage is unfortunately not happening in this deck. So we have 20 playables right now, but we also have this Maze of Ith, which is kind of a 1-drop, and we can play this as like an extra land. Brainstorm, we only have 1 fetch land, not looking that great, just fine, but Council's Judgment fits right in our curve and is exactly the type of removal spell that Control wants. Alright, Crucible combos with our Wasteland, but I have to take this Teferi here. We have so many 5-drops. I mean, I guess we can Stoneforge for this, but we also might draw it sometimes. We could like bench this Lyra and just board it in, like in matchups where it'd be better. That might be good. Spell Pierce versus Sphinx's Rev. Usually I do like Spell Pierce a good amount. But does this deck want Rev? No, we already have like so much expensive stuff to do. I think we just want another cheap piece of interaction. And Spell Pierce is exactly that. Alright, there's these lands here, but I'm going to take this land in Karakas. Can't really take Lingering Souls that well. Yeah, we might get lucky and wheel like one of those black lands and splash it off that, but Karakas is also really, really strong. I'm going to take Karakas. Okay. So there's Field of Ruin, Looter, Ravages. I don't like Ravages as much in Vintage Cube because people have Artifact mana a lot of times. But we have a lot of Planeswalkers where it's easy just to Ravages and then take over the game. I'll try it. Field of Ruin. Yeah, I'll try the Ravages. Not sure about that one. Could play this Chalice. I guess I'll play this Geist. Yeah, nothing wrong with Geist. If they're like kind of just like a mid-rangey aggro deck with a bunch of creatures in it, we could side Geist out. And like I said, both of these white cards wield. And I think we want the Day of Judgment, honestly. I like Mentor, but with all these Planeswalkers, just the Wrath seems really good. Not going to play any of these cards. I guess we could take the Sword. If we play against like red, we could side it in and find it with Stoneforge. But we don't even have that many things to put it on, so it might not be that great. Wow, I like Mana Tithe. So now I'm going to have to make some cuts here. Definitely don't want to play Hazoret or Legion's Landing. Alright, get out of here, Hazoret. Let's see, since Day of Judgment and Wrath I like more than Terminus. Could cut this Unexpectedly Absent as well. We have like a better effect in Council's Judgment that does basically the same thing. I'm not going to cut Disenchant. Could cut Chalice, but we need a lot of mana. That being said, right now we're only essentially at 14 mana producing lands, and we probably want to play like 18. So I need to cut a bunch more cards. Maybe I'll just side in this Geist like against control. Just doesn't really exactly fit with our plan. I think it might be better in the sideboard. Could also cut Wall of Omens. Like, I'm doing stuff like this, like these cards are good against like aggro decks basically, like even like red decks. Can bring those in there. This card's good against control. And then we're just like sticking to more like of an all-around game plan where we just like stick to the plan and go like a little interaction, some counter spells, and then like Wrath and play Planeswalkers. So then our deck's a lot more focused. We could even cut this Elesh Norn, but I think I like playing it. So now we'd be at 16 lands. So I still need to cut. I mean, we'd be at 17 lands, but one doesn't produce mana. Maybe I will cut Chalice. Just like tapping out on turn 2 for Chalice to play a 4-drop earlier doesn't seem that crazy good. Like, we don't have a bunch of mana to cast big Chalices either. I could cut Ravages as well, and then if I see that they like don't have a lot of artifact mana, or it's just particularly good against a certain type of deck, I'll side it in. I think I'm going to do that. I did want to play the Ravages, but I don't really want to cut Elesh. Yeah, there's nothing else I really want to cut. Let's sort by color. Mostly white cards, but it's a little closer than you would think. So this is a white source. This is double. And we have this Wasteland. Okay, this is nothing. All right, let's see. Eight, 5. I think we might want to go 6 blue sources. So that's 6, 7, 8 blue sources. And then 7, 8, 9, 10 white sources. That's not even that many. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That's 19 land, but again, one of them is a Maze of Ith. So it's essentially 18 mana producing lands. Especially with the Wasteland, that's where I want to be. And I think we'll run it like this. I'll see you in round 1. Hey everyone, welcome to round 1. We're against Death Gara 4, and we're on the play. We opened up Ancestral, and we're going to absolutely keep. Now, are we going to play Ancestral on his turn? I think we are. We may have to discard a card, but that's okay. Soul Ring, okay, that's really good. I guess I could have Ancestraled in response to try to hit Daze. There's Manatithe. Leave up Manatithe. Discard a plains here. So hopefully he plays like land 4-drop or something. Then we get to Manatithe it. Just nothing. Okay. That's good and bad. Just play another mana producing land. Don't need to play Maze of Ith yet. Maybe he was scared of a counterspell or something. No 5-drop either? Wow. Not sure what he has over there. I'm going to wait one more turn on this Glenelendra. Just leave up Manatithe again. Through the Breach? No thanks. It's a good thing I did not play Glenelendra because we would be dead. I'm not going to F6 also because I just wanted to be scared of another counterspell. Hopefully he just like taps out for a creature now and I can just go Day of Judgment it. Or draw land, a Wheel of Fortune. Sure, I'm fine with that. Okay, yeah, this hand's good. Now we can just Teferi, untap, leave up counterspell. Just hard cast a Daze here. So he's like red-black Reanimator. His deck looks pretty sweet. Wheel is cool in that deck, but I think it's gonna reanimate. Oh man. Reanimate the Ashen Rider. We can't stop that. Okay, so he kills our island. It's unfortunate, but absolutely beatable. We'll just play another island, pass the turn. Leave up Daze. Hopefully he just tries to like hard cast a 6-drop or something. Another unfortunate thing is now we have to go to Fairy Tuck and we won't be able to leave up Counterspell. Okay, looks like we're going to get... Oh no! Grave Titan playing around another Daze. Jeez. So I let it resolve and I need to draw a Wrath. Literal Wrath of God here to survive. Okay, Gideon. That buys me a turn if I play Gideon now. Let's see. Can also go to Fairy. This is when it dies, you exile. Can also go to Fairy Tuck Grave Titan. And then our Teferi just dies, but we don't die. Yeah, I like that. Just get Tundra. I mean, we're not out of this game yet. Tuck Grave Titan. Pass the turn. And we get hit for 7 down to 7 and our Teferi dies. But we untap and play Gideon, and then after that we probably play Elesh. So we can definitely come back. So red-black Reanimator, huh? With a Through the Breach. I mean, this should be a reasonable matchup for us. Wow. Elspeth Sun's Champion. That's interesting. I guess I can go... Why don't I just 5, 6, 7, go to 5? If I play Elesh, the problem is then I go to 5, and if he kills it, I die. But if I go... Yeah, because if I go Ancient Tomb, then he's just going to... So if I go Ancient Tomb, play Gideon, destroy this, he's going to exile one of my blue sources, and then I won't even be able to counterspell anyway. So, just going to play Wasteland, tap it for mana, play Gideon, That way we don't have to take any life. And I'm going to kill this Ashen Rider. And then he'll get to exile something. He might even exile just Gideon. Yeah, maybe I should have left up Counterspell. So we're going down to 3 here. But then we can play Elesh Norn next turn. See if he has like a bolt or something. He does. Alright, we're dead. So if I took 2, we would have actually been able to survive because then we could counter that. But he has 5 cards in hand. That was a little unfortunate there, but I'm feeling good about this matchup in general. We have a lot of interaction. Terminus seems good. Unexpectedly Absent seems good. Fractured Identity seems great. Elspeth Knight Errant's a little slow. Disenchant, didn't really see anything for that. Let's try this. Welcome back, game 2. We'd like to play first. We'll keep this. We have a Condemn if he does something super fast. We have a Jace Beleren and a Council's Judgment. So this is like basically what we want in this matchup. We're going to keep. I was going to say it was interesting because I didn't want to play the Maze of It because I wanted to play mana producing lands. But then after the wheel, that actually ended up essentially costing us the game. There's no way for us to know that. But it's funny that it did just because he had Wheel of Fortune. But now that we know about Wheel of Fortune, we can try to play around it a little bit to play our better threats earlier, just get them out of our hand. I'll just play basics. Save the Arid Mesa. Next turn, just going to slam Jace, draw a card. Putrid Imp, sure. If he reanimates something, then we can just Council's Judgment it. Just going to Jace. I'm going to draw a card. I don't really want to give his deck any cards. And he can Putrid Imp, attack our Jace down to 1. That's fine. Ancient Tomb, it's a good draw actually. If he just reanimates like a random fatty, we can Tamiyo tap it. Okay, I mean, we have white and blue answer to that right now. So we're looking fine. Looting, looking for a reanimate. Probably shouldn't have played the Taiga first there. He discards Swamp, and Exhume. Sure. So again, whatever he names, we're in a pretty decent position now, white. So now we can just go Tamiyo, tap it down. He's attacking Jace. I think we do want to keep Jace alive because we need to draw more blue cards. We can't cast any white cards right now. So I think we will give him a card and +2 Jace here. Terminus that we can't cast. Now I'll go Ancient Tomb, Tamiyo, tap down the Iona. Pass the turn. So nothing in hand that we can cast. But we also have 2 Planeswalkers on the board and we're drawing a lot of cards. So problem is I guess we don't have any blue ways to answer that. So the only thing we can really do is like ult Tamiyo or like play a Batterskull, Rabble Master. All right, I think we're going to be dead. We have no way. I don't think we have any way to get this Tamiyo off the board with blue cards. So he got us. Oh, no, we have a Karakas. So we absolutely can. We just need to draw Karakas. We can bounce the Iona. He's attacking Tamiyo down. So I think I'll start by drawing a card with Jace. let's see, if I plus Tameo on Iona, the problem is then he just attacks Tameo and kills it. So I think I'd rather draw 3 cards. Didn't hit Caracas, but we did hit Maze of Ith. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, we can't cast this Elesh Norn. So we're definitely just playing Maze of Ith. Pass the turn. We'll just discard some lands. Sure. We can cast Daze. Okay. Let's see how he attacks. He has to send a lot at both of our planeswalkers. These two at Jace. This one at Tameo. Rabblemaster. It's not showing me what it's at. Rabblemaster and Iona are both at us. Interesting. So I can save only one of the planeswalkers. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Maybe I just save the 7 life and then I have to draw Caracas. Because if I Maze of Ith a 1 power guy and I take 13, then I'm just dead next turn no matter what. So I just have to get lucky here. Okay. Did not draw a Caracas, but we drew Gonalendra. That can chump block. We can't cast this Elesh Norn, obviously, right now. Okay. We're still just chumping and using Maze, taking some damage here. And then we have to draw. Okay, are we dead now? I think we're not dead this turn. So if we draw Caracas, I think we can still survive. So this is hitting for 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so we're not dead. Just Maze this. Pass the turn. And we drew another white card. So now we're dead. So good games, and hopefully we can get the next 2. I'll see you in the next round. Hey everyone, welcome back. After getting handled by Red Black Reanimator, we're back for match 2 against Pinto, and we're going to keep this hand. We have Ancestral again. So I'm just going to go Island Go. I think if he doesn't do anything, I probably won't cast Ancestral, but now I'm going to. Hanger back for 1. That's not very scary in the face of Maze of Ith. Ancestral ourselves. Untap. Play a land, and then we'll leave up Spell Pierce. I still don't want to play Maze of Ith. He's probably just going to charge this anyway. Kind of need I kind of want all these lands. Tameo even seems really good, and I don't want to discard Maze either. Do I discard Wrath of God? Seems pretty risky. Maybe I just discard Gideon? That seems bad too, but I'll just discard Wrath. I don't want to discard either my Planeswalkers or any 4 of these lands, really. Strip Mine. Crucible. Yeah, that's not happening. Strip Mine, Crucible, no thanks. So we get attacked for 1. Okay. I'm just gonna play island here. If he wants to strip plains, that's fine. If he doesn't want to strip mine, oh, he's stripping island. Interesting. Okay. He might not have another land. Okay, and he just wants a charge. Sure. Wasteland. Okay. Now I'll just play plains. Pass. Next turn, plan on playing Gideon. Ancient Tomb Gideon next turn. If you want to attack for 2, that's totally fine. This card's just like, it's pretty bad, honestly. Every time I've played it, it just ends up doing something like this. Okay, yeah, charge, 2/2 with a decent ability. It's just not doing as much as like some of the other cards in the cube. Alright, I'll just play Gideon. I'm not going to kill, I don't think I'm going to kill the hanger back. I'm just going to plus. We can just Tamiyo tap it down next turn. I guess playing Karakas earlier could have been right, but I just wanted to protect it. So he's going to attack Gideon for 2. Elesh, that's really good actually. I still think I'm probably just going to tap his blue source with Tamiyo. So I guess I'll just plus the Gideon. I don't think I need to get in for 6 right now. If I'm resolving these spells, I should probably just win the game. Tundra, Tamiyo. I'm going to tap Island since he's stuck on mana. Next turn I can either play Karakas Elesh, or I can just Wasteland his land, which probably I'm just going to Wasteland the Savannah. Actually, this is interesting. Yeah, because I'll have Counterspell up too. So this is the line I'm going to take. I could just go kill Hangerback, play Elesh, like Wrath his board, essentially still tap a land. But I can do that next turn, and I can go Wasteland, kill your non-basic, plus Gideon, target you, Tamiyo, tap down your blue source, and then leave up Counterspell. And then we're just so far ahead here. Puts another counter, sure. I guess Elesh is not killing that now. We could always Gideon minus on it, which is I was gonna say probably what we're gonna do, but I mean we can just start getting in there with Gideon, keep tapping his land down with Tamiyo. Let's see. No, we can't do all that. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna minus. Just get this out of here. It'll just make it easier. 6, so now I play Karakas. Play Elesh. And tap down his island. We're pretty close to just going Alt Tamiyo and then have infinite counter spells up. So this Ancient Tomb put in work this game. So I'm happy with that pick at least. Ajani Vengeant. Okay. What's he going to do? Just Helix one of our planeswalkers? Keep our Tundra tap for 1 turn. Sure. It's funny because we can actually Teferi and then untap our blue sources, leave up Counterspell. Okay, so plus Tamiyo, tap Island. 0 Gideon. Go to attacks. Attack him. Attack Ajani. Now we won the game here. Teferi. We even have Karakas up to save our Elish. Plus Teferi. Untap. Oh, wait. I forgot to play land, but again, it doesn't matter. Now we have Counterspell and Days Up. Alright. Looks like he's like 5-color stuff. A deck I like to play. I guess Ravages is pretty good against that. He does have Crucible. Maybe we just don't want to mess around with that. I think in this matchup we can just run it back. Alright, welcome back. Game 2. Gonna keep this hand. Hopefully just mana type this 2-drop and then play Stoneforge. Land? Nice. This hand's looking pretty sweet. We're so unlucky we didn't even draw Ancestral Recall. Oh, mana... Yeah. I will Mana Tithe a turn 2 Rabble Master. And then play Stoneforge for Batterskull here. Yes. Get Batterskull. F6. And then next turn we're just going to pass the turn and put it in Batterskull. Should be pretty reasonable. Wow, Arcane Artisan. It's not what I was expecting. So we can play Glen Elendra, but that doesn't really work against Arcane Artisan. So do I play Ancient Tomb? No, I'm going to play Plains, pass. I'm just going to put in Batterskull now. It probably won't matter, but I mean, he knows about it. I think it's probably going to be better. Like, he could have Vendilion Click, or I mean, I guess he could have removal spell for it now, but it's kind of tough to say. If he just makes in like an Emrakul here, we're dead. Ooh, we have a Fractured Identity though. So I'm going to try to attack with Germ. He doesn't want to use Arcane Artisan. So to be safe, I can just Fractured Identity the Arcane Artisan. And then if he makes the token in response, it's going to leave at the beginning of the next end step. So that's exactly what I'm going to do, because taking that is actually pretty reasonable, because we can just make an Elesh Norn. So each other player than its controller. So yeah, hopefully he discards, like, he thinks it works here to make a big guy, because it doesn't work at all. Turn 1 Mana Tithe, turn 2 Stoneforge, turn 3 put in Batterskull, turn 4 Fractured Identity. It's pretty good. He even had a pretty decent curve of turn 2 Rabble Master, turn 3 Arcane Artisan, but okay. And then at the beginning of the next end step, he'll exile all tokens, which he should have looted anyway. Through the Breach. Okay, is this an Emrakul? That's actually beatable, if it is. Hostage Taker. Exiling Batterskull, and then he can cast Batterskull. Okay. Yeah. An end of turn Hostage Taker is pretty good there. But Batterskull is beatable for us. This Hostage Taker is just going to die. So he just always owns this Batterskull now, I think. But he can't... I own it, but he controls it, so he can't bounce it, because it'll go back to my hand. Spell Pierce. So we have 6 mana, but we could create a token of Elesh. I don't think I want to do that. I'm just going to play Plains, Elspeth, plus, make a chumper, and then leave up Spell Pierce. Feeling pretty good about this game too. This Batterskull is just like a 4/4 lifelink. It's not that threatening. I'll just chump. Our Elspeth's going up in loyalty. The Scarab God. Okay, that's good. We draw a Tundra. So this exiles creatures from graveyards and creates a copy of it, except it's a 4/4 black zombie. It's actually going to be kind of hard to beat Scarab God. Maybe I go Tundra, play Elesh Norn. Well, then you can go exile Hostage Taker, exile Elesh Norn. And then what's my plan? That's the big problem there. So maybe I just try to like essentially entice him by playing Glenelendra. So I'm going to do that. Glenelendra, and I think I have to make a chump blocker. As much as I want to get in for 4. I can just leave up Spell Pierce, and then if I don't, and Glenelendra, and if I don't need to use those, I can activate Arcane Artisan, potentially putting this Elesh Norn in, but hopefully not. Okay, so yeah, I knew he would go for the Hostage Taker this turn. He's taking Glenelendra. Okay. He gets to scry 2. We lose 2. But I think end of turn here, I'm going to be making an Elesh. Hopefully he like attacks with this. Oh, he can. Oh yeah, any mana can cast the Glenelendra. Okay, sure. Elesh just deals with that from any graveyard. Wow, this card's insane. Okay, perfect. This is perfect. So now we get to make an Elesh Norn and eat both of his guys, and then attack back for a bunch of damage. So Glenelendra just dies. Oh, it persists on our side. Wow, I forgot about that interaction. That was pretty cool. And now we go eat Scarab God, eat Batterskull token. Just like that. That just wrecked him. Gave us a Glenelendra. So he can get a Scarab God back in his hand. That's fine. Okay. Do I want to loot now with Artisan? No, I don't think there's any reason to. So it's let's jump. Jump the Elesh. And he concedes. Good game. Let's see what we would have drawn if we looted another land. Okay, good game. I'll see you in the finals. Hey everyone, welcome back. We're in the third round. We're 1-1. We're against Hooray. And we would like to play first. We keep drawing Ancestral, so I'm going to keep. This hand is pretty sweet. We have like a Wasteland, mess up his mana. We're going to play this Ancestral. Hopefully he just goes like Soul Ring Pass or something. That'd be so bad for him. Like non-basic land Soul Ring, we just go like end of turn Ancestral, untap, disenchant it. Alright, he doesn't. Even though I risk this getting countered, I'm gonna play it. Okay. Oh, we have the Batterskull already. That's annoying. I'm just gonna wasteland his land. And then discard this Elesh Norn. Still pretty good to play Stoneforge next turn. Because we can just we don't draw a card, but we can still just put in Batterskull. Botanical Sanctum, okay. So I guess I could have played Stoneforge instead of Wastelanding last turn, and then on turn 3 gone Wasteland plus put in Batterskull. That probably would have been better, but I just felt like Wastelanding him earlier was more effective, but now looking back on it, maybe the other line would have been better. Mox, okay, we can kill that. Orzhov Signet. I think we kill Orzhov Signet right now because he's shown us white mana, and he could have white and or black cards in hand that he can't cast. He's probably like, what is going on with that Stoneforge? But yeah, this is sweet. We could even Council's Judgment, because then we can disenchant this next turn. He doesn't have any more lands. You know what? Usually I wouldn't do that, but I'm going to do it here, and I'm going to explain why. Because if we go land, disenchant this, then next turn if we want to Council's Judgment, it uses 3 mana. So if we draw a land, we're going to be able to, if we, like a mana producing land, next turn, then we could go disenchant plus put in Batterskull. So because of that, I'm going to play Council's Judgment right now and attack for 1, kill his Orzhov Signet, and then attack with Stoneforge. So we're just on the mana denial plan this game, which is a pretty good plan. Mazavith not performing that well this draft, but we're still doing okay this game. Okay, so we didn't draw a mana producing land, but we're still gonna take this line and be fine with it. We'll just put this Batterskull in later. We're not really in a rush. He has 7 cards, and he cannot cast any of them. He has to draw like probably a bunch of lands here. Okay, he got lucky, drew land. Land? We want to draw land too. We do. Okay. So now I'll just pass the turn. And then put in this Batterskull. So yeah, I mean, if we took the original line of turn 3, put in Batterskull, and then Wasteland after that, might have been better. Like turn 2 Stoneforge, turn 3 Batterskull, but maybe he would have played something, Fast Bond. This is why this card is not very good. It's like, yeah, you can have these broken starts, but if you don't have a lot of ways to abuse it, it's like, a lot of times it's like, okay, play Fast Bond, play 2 lands, pass the turn. It doesn't actually like increase your overall mana, it just allows you to put all your lands in. So that's why this card's overrated. Yeah, it's powerful, and if your hand is like 5 lands, 4-drop Fast Bond, you can play a turn 1 4-drop with it, but overall it's overrated. I'm going to attack for 5, play Gideon, and that should be enough. I mean, you could have a Spell Pierce here. You can't have a Daze. His deck doesn't really look like a Spell Pierce deck, but very well could play that card. Just plus target him, and next turn we'll just attack with all. If we draw land, we can also just play Elspeth. So it's looking good for us. Ancestral, pretty good card. just F6 his turn. He probably can't do anything, and then that should be that. Oh, it drew a land. Okay, and it's a white source. 3 mana. Mox. Thran Dynamo. Okay, he's got mana now. But did we keep him off the mana for long enough? Probably. So I'm just going to attack with Gideon and actually all of our creatures. And then play Plains Elspeth. So he's down to 2. So I guess like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Land Ugin would be the worst possible for us. But other than that, there's not that much he can have to get out of this. So he hasn't shown us that much yet. Only just like a lot of mana. Like this isn't looking like it really does anything yet, but yeah, I'm sure some of his threats are creatures. Maybe he's trying to figure out how to get out of this. We're looking good. Let's see what he plays. Avenger. That doesn't do it. Because he has 4 blockers. He goes block, 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 and takes 2. So if he had another land, that would have done it, but that does not do it here. So block, 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 take 2, then he dies. And there's the 2. All right, got him. One more to go for the 2/1. Let's see, do we want to sideboard against this deck? Don't think we want Ravages. Not sure if we want Terminus. We could play Unexpectedly Absent because he has like a ramp deck. So he ramps into something and then we like put it on top. We just saw Avenger, which makes me want the Terminus a little bit more, but a lot of his threats could be like Planeswalkers too, and we'd have 2 Wraths already. So I'm just going to run it back. Alright, we're back for game 2. Our hand's not great, but I'm going to keep. He's shown us a lot of artifacts, and we have a Disenchant. And even if he like goes off and plays an Avenger, we can just turn 4 Wrath it. So F6 his turn, and then we'll play Plains and pass. Hopefully he just plays a turn 2 Signet, and we'll just Disenchant that on our turn. Any artifact or enchantment, I think we'd Disenchant. Doesn't have it at least yet. Council's Judgment, that's a really good draw. Yeah, hopefully he plays like a Coalition Relic or a Worn Power Stone or just something like that here. If he plays a random threat, we could Council's Judgment it though, like a Planeswalker or like some creature we want to deal with before turn 4. See what he does. If he doesn't do anything, yeah, I'm just gonna, obviously there's nothing I can do. I'm just gonna play land and pass. Just gonna play Plains, pass the turn. We're fine to just keep passing. We're hitting our land drops. We're working our way towards these powerful Planeswalkers. If he plays like a Thran Dynamo, it's not great for him. We just get to Disenchant it. If he plays a fast bond, I'm just not even going to kill that. Like, fast bond Gush is really good, but he just wants to attack for 2. Just let that happen. Because Mutavault's not a Mishra's Factory. If it was, I would disenchant it. Okay, we'll take 2. And he doesn't have another land. So his draws are just not really functional here. I'm not even going to play Maze of It. If he wants to just attack with Mutavault again, I'll just play a Gideon. It's the awkward thing about Maze of It. You have to skip a land drop to play it, but I'm not concerned about taking 2. And the upside of this card is like when they just go like, oh, plop a 7/7 onto the battlefield. You're like, oh, play Maze of It. I'm safe. Like, that doesn't do anything. And then they're like, okay, we'll play this other 7/7. And you're like, okay, Wrath of God. Still have Maze of It out. So this card is really strong. Okay, Mox. Something we can kill. Plus Island, okay. 5 mana. Mirari's Wake, okay. Definitely just going to disenchant the Wake. I could kill the Mox Ruby as well, but I'd rather just Council Judgment now like any threat he plays. So I'm just going to disenchant the Wake, then untap and play Gideon, and plus Gideon. Spell Pierce is a good one. I'm still just going to play Gideon though. It's just a good time to resolve it. Could be hard for his deck to deal with. If we draw another land, could just slam Elspeth. And these are 2 pretty powerful, tough to deal with cards. If he just plays like a random threat, we can just Council's Judgment and leave up Spell Pierce. If we can't, hopefully Wrath of God deals with like a kind of like creature, like Army in a Can type creature. So we're well protected. This is exactly what I was talking about. Like, yeah, we tapped out this turn, but blue-white control, like, you have so many versatile like white answers and like good threats that like blue-white control is just such a good archetype. Yeah, we lost to black-red Reanimator, but sometimes, I mean, you can't win them all. And this blue-white control deck isn't even like that insane. We don't have Soul Ring or Mana Vault or like the cards that make it like a little more broken, but we do have Ancestral. Okay, he attacks Gideon for 2. Elspeth, Knight Errant. Okay, sweet. I think I'm just going to play Maze of It, play Elspeth, 0 Gideon, give it +3/+3 and attack for 9. I think that's better than making a soldier. This doesn't do anything. We have a Maze of It out for that. We have Spell Pierce up. So next turn I can just attack for 9 again. Okay, looks like he's just playing Show and Tell. I had to get up for a second there. So we could Spell Pierce this Show and Tell. We can't even put anything into play. I think it's just... I think I'm just not even going to Spell Pierce that. If he puts an Emrakul into play, we can just Council's Judgment it. We don't have anything. Sundering Titan. Okay, so he kills 2 of our lands. And he kills one of his and he kills his forest. And killing 2 lands is good. We cannot Elspeth anymore. But we can... Yeah, I mean, we can just Council's Judgment that. He kills 2 more of our lands, but we're still attacking for 9 next turn. If he just fires up Mutavault. I mean, I guess it probably would have been better to Spell Pierce that, but then just tap Sworn Power Stone. If he doesn't have anything here, I'd rather have the Spell Pierce in hand. So I think our line was fine. Let's see, what does he have? Winter Orb. Wow. Yeah. Is he gonna attack with Mutavault? Looks like no. Okay. Guess I'll untap Island here. Condemn. Alright, well, yeah, he gets to untap. But we have a Mazavith. So I think I'm just going to go for the attack for 9 line. Leave up Mazavith, and next turn I can untap a Plains and leave up Condemn. So, yeah, going for that. If he has a path here, I can Spell Pierce it. Give this flying. Attack for 9, attack him down to 2. And then we have Mazavith up for this turn to maze his Sundering Titan. Protect our Gideon. We also have a Spell Pierce up. Mox. Okay, I mean, it's a pretty sick Winter Orb deck. Ancestral Vision, sure. Fire up Mutavault, I mean. Suspend him. This is why Ancestral Vision is not Ancestral Recall. I still like this card in Vintage Cube, but when you top deck it in this situation, it's obviously just like doesn't do anything. This game is probably not going to last that many more turns. Armageddon. Oh wow. So we can't even Spell Pierce the Armageddon. So our Gideon's gonna die, and then we're kind of in a holding pattern with our Elspeth having to chump his Sundering Titan every turn until we draw a white source for Condemn. So now I am just gonna Spell Pierce this. He can pay. Oh, is he not paying? Oh no, he's probably gonna pay, yeah. Wow, the Sundering Titan into Winter Orb. Now he kills Gideon. And then we're just holding on to this Elspeth. We could draw Plains though. We have like a fair amount of white sources left in our deck. But he has this Ancestral ticking down. This is kind of a funny game. He's still got 4 mana. Plains? Batterskull. Okay, that's not Plains. And then if he has a removal spell for this soldier, we lose the game. But he only has 1 card in hand and only has 2 colors of mana. His deck is pretty crazy. It's a cool deck. He's got a lot of artifact mana and ravages. Okay, Arcane Artisan. So he goes attack Elspeth. We chump. I mean, Arcane Artisan loots. Plains? Daze. Okay. I mean, even ulting this Elspeth isn't good. That goes down to 2. We could ult it. Oh no, we could. Oh no, now we don't. Now we can just. Now we're just not going to block. We're just going to have our Elspeth go down to 1. And then we're going to try to pump, give our guy flying, hit for 4 in the air. So that's the plan. I mean, ulting this Elspeth right now doesn't really do anything. We have to try to... Yeah, he just passed. Okay. So give this flying. So unless he Arcane Artisans into a flying blocker, we win. It's a pretty crazy game. That was pretty cool. If he's pausing here, it's looking like he's going to be dead, but we'll see. I think this line was better than just trying to stay in a holding pattern because he has Ancestral ticking down. He's looting a card a turn. He can make a token here. So he has two cards in hand. So in those cards plus the top card of his deck, he needs a flying blocker. Otherwise, we win. See, does he have it? He exiles a Blightsteel Colossus, but that's not going to do it. Oh, man. What a game. What a game. I wish the chat was still here because I would love to talk to him about the deck and just say good games. And some people rage on here, I think, which is why they took it away. But it was always nice to be able to talk to your opponent and congratulate them on the cool shit they were doing like that. Anyways, good games. Thanks for watching Snap Bull, and I'll see you next time.